Well, I picked up this Dewalt Stealthsonic, and overall shop vacs for me, it seems like you get to pick two, either good power, low noise level, or good separation. This one, I guess, has two of them. It is very quiet. So I tested it at 7 feet away, and it was around 71 decibels compared to, my rigid shop vac is about 82 decibels, which is really screaming and is actually, I guess, over twice as loud. So big difference on that. That it did get right. But the separation issue is another thing. They do have filter bags in here that are optional. You can use those, but then you don't have much volume for the chips if you're trying to collect sawdust. So to me, I wanted to see if I could actually use this with a standard dust separator. But what I really wanted is a shop vac that could handle dust collection at my router table. But I knew to do that, I would have to use my dust separator. I use this one from Kreg, and it just fits over a standard 5-gallon bucket. It's really kind of a neat device, although, it has to be compatible with your shop vac. And I picked this up anyway, thinking that these two wouldn't be compatible because this is a 1 7/8 inch hose that comes with the vacuum. It's got a little click lock on that so it won't pull loose. But actually, if you look at these, this 2 1/4 inch fitting that comes with most of these separators is a perfect friction fit. The other end of that short hose needs to go to this 90-degree fitting on the top of the separator. And likewise, the factory Dewalt hose is a great friction fit to that Kreg Separator lid. You may just have to remove this little stop tab on the factory Dewalt hose to get a good friction fit on your separator, but that's pretty easy to do with a utility knife. But maybe you can see the basic concept that I've come up with, just joining the separator bucket with the shop vac so everything rolls around in one nice portable package. So the piece we need to make is kind of a figure-8 shape. It has a larger diameter circle on one side and then a smaller diameter to attach under the shop vac. And no worries, this actually screws into existing holes in the shop vac, so you won't have to modify anything or put screw holes in your shop vac. On this larger diameter side, you'll also need to cut out a hole to receive that bucket. If you like where I'm going with this shop project, hit me with a quick thumbs up and consider subscribing to The Thoughtful Woodworker. I'd love to have you on board. Now, to size this shelf for the bucket correctly, it'll actually look like two circles kind of joined together. The smaller circle will go under the vacuum, and again, this will be a perfect fit for the 6-gallon, 5-horse Dewalt Stealthsonic vacuum. But if you need to modify this plan slightly, you can do that just to fit your own equipment. But on the smaller side, the diameter of that circle needs to be 12.5 inches. And then on the outboard side, you want it to be a little bit larger, a 15-inch diameter there, so that you can cut an opening exactly sized for your bucket. Mine was just slightly over 10 inches. So just lay out those two center points with those circle sizes in mind, and that'll actually leave you about 2.5 inches of material outside of the bucket, so it's nice and sturdy. Now, I recommend making a partial depth pass initially for the bucket opening. That way you can go back and widen that opening as needed while you still have your center point. From there, just increase the radius on your jig as needed until you can confirm that the bucket fits well in the opening, and then just make successively deeper cuts to knock out that circle. Now, at some point you'll lose your center reference, so hold the router steady and guide it away from your workpiece as you complete the cut. Alternatively, you could actually carpet tape your workpiece down to a scrap of plywood for better control. You also want to leave a minimum 8-inch width where the two circles connect, and that'll leave plenty of strength with this 3/4 inch plywood so that everything is nicely supported once this is installed on your vac. But I definitely would recommend sticking with 3/4 inch plywood. Don't try to save money or time by jumping down to 1/2 inch. I think it'll actually pay to have the thicker material in this case. Then just remove your workpiece for final sanding and maybe some edge treatment, and then roll on a coat of paint. Once you have that bucket shelf all made up, you want to just dimple it on the underside for those screw locations. And for that, all I've done is just screw in 4 of these 1¼ inch Kreg screws, and then I'll just cut the heads off with bolt cutters, and that'll make a nice way just to dimple the underside of that plywood. These screws are just temporary, of course, and we'll just have to kind of sacrifice these 4 screws. So just situate that right where you want it. I need to have mine facing away from the intake on the vacuum, so right about there I'll do it. I'll just press down on that to locate my screw holes. And that'll give me 4 clear places that I need to drill for my permanent install. And maybe I'll just get rid of these screw posts, the little studs that we used in there, with a pair of vice grips. No big deal. Then you can just install that bucket shelf into the original mounting holes on your shop vac. So that's nice that you don't really have to modify anything or drill into the bucket of the shop vac. Goes on nice and easy. I used 1½ inch Kreg screws on that and just trimmed the tips with a pair of wire cutters. That worked great. And I particularly like the fit you get using a router trammel. I suppose you could use a jigsaw, but boy, even if you don't have a commercial trammel, it'd be really easy to make one, so that's just a nice way to get a good tight fit. Now I'll put links to all the products I used for this project in the description below, but basically you can see how this figure 8 shelf just floats up off the ground. For years I used a rigid shop vac and things were just kind of daisy chained together with only the hoses, and that was really awkward to drag around the shop, so this has been a vast improvement for me. It's really working out well. And I honestly don't think you lose any suction with that separator in place. It's actually a little bit deceiving because this whole unit is still quite small and the shop vac is so quiet you would assume it's not powerful, but now we have all 3 things going for us. It's powerful, it's quiet, and we have excellent separation, so that's perfect for a router table or just general shop cleanup. Yeah, that sure makes a tidy little package. I like that. So this nice compact package can just tuck right in next to your router table, and the fact that the shop vac is on the smaller side doesn't even really matter because that's not where the chips are going. In fact, I use the filter bag in mine, so actually my pleated filter stays absolutely shiny clean. I love that. The chips all seem to go right into the separator bucket where they're supposed to, so the system just works great. Now, of course, the dust collection hoses on my router table use a 2¼ inch size, so I did need to upsize that with an adapter, but that seems to work just fine. So just a quick size comparison next to my 10-gallon Dewalt dust extractor, and I've noticed this whole package is quite a bit smaller, and I'm really starting to appreciate that, especially in areas where I don't have extra floor space, like next to my router table. And my old rigid shop vac really towers over the new setup. I can't say I'm going to miss this one. I was also using this with a dust separator, and it just doesn't need to be this big if you're going to use a separate bin to collect the chips. And invariably I would forget to use the dust separator and clean up the shop, and that would just instantly clog the filter. Yeah, I think I'm done with this mess. Remember to subscribe to the Thoughtful Woodworker channel for more creative shop projects like this, and look for links on these products below. So in the end, this is a great way to combine your shop vac with your dust separator, and the bucket just floats off the ground here. It doesn't need casters of its own, and I just like how it puts everything in a nice compact package. So much better than trying to daisy chain everything together and just drag it along with you. So This has been a perfect solution for me, and I think it's ideal at a chop saw or a router table, or maybe just doing some general shop cleanup for you, however you want to use that. But let's have one more look at the dimensions in case you want to get the tools out and start on this project.